the thing I'm thinking of us doing today is sketching, how to sketch quadratic functions. We have seen how to find the minimum, the maximum, and all that. One part that I will also include in the sketching is the equation of line of symmetry. What does that mean? It's exactly what we know. So look, if you sketch, if you find your minimum and maximum, and this point is 2, 1, that means that y is equal to 2, right? Yeah. When x is equal to 1. Okay? The equation of line of symmetry is the equation of the line that divides it into 2 equal parts. You know, a line of symmetry is a line that divides into 2 equal parts, right? So what do you think the equation of this line is? Anybody? You want to say something? X equals 1. That's it. So it's something you are familiar with. How do you get that? Where does this line go through? It goes through x is equal to 1. And that's it. Okay? So if somebody mentioned equation of line of symmetry, it is this line. Remember, if something looks like this, the line of symmetry must divide it into 2 equal parts. Do you guys remember line of symmetry?
Yes.
I'm sure I taught that to the same class in Form 1. I remember that. We talked about line of symmetry, plane of symmetry, rotational symmetry. So we're just trying to recall one of them. So we have a parabola, and there's a line that divides it into 2 equal parts, so that when you fold it, they, connect without any overlapping somewhere, or there's a difference. Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
And this line is a line of symmetry. And if you look at this shape, the line of symmetry is that line x is equal to 1. Okay? So basically, if I want to find my line of symmetry, is x equal to 1? No. This is actually 1, this is 2. Y is the 1. Okay? So basically, if you want to find the equation of line of symmetry, just say x is equal to this coordinate. That's it. Does that make sense? For quadratic functions. So that is the part that I thought I'd tell you guys. Trust me, for IGCSE, nobody will ask you for some of this stuff, but you start using them straight after your IGCSE, and it will help you interpret some questions better in IGCSE. It may not be a requirement, but it's like a tool you can have to do a better interpretation and solving of problems. Okay? So we're going to sketch functions of quadratic. Okay, we just take maybe 1 or 2, one for maximum, one for minimum, and that's it for today. So the rest, I'll give you 2 worksheets. One is on the previous topic we have done, that I have not given you the graded worksheet, and the other one is on this, that we just did up to this point. Okay? And next time we meet, we start looking at inequality, we start looking at something called linear programming, and the application, I think you were talking about that recently. Then we start looking at all those things from Monday. And Monday is a double period, so there's enough time to do all that. Okay, so let's, in our notes, write the topic, just, write the date of class. Thank God it's Friday. What is a fake Friday?
Oh, yeah.
You know what we call fake Friday? Because there's school tomorrow.
School.
Yeah. Parent interview.
Some of us.
Yeah, some of you. If you're in trouble, you have school tomorrow. Let's get it.
My mom forced me.
You are in trouble.
Parent conference doesn't mean you're in trouble. Okay?
Wait, Mr. Daniel,
Yeah.
did you give papers to anybody?
Just 2 people, but not you.
I want to
But
see
some people, yeah, just sign up. If the list, I think my list always gets filled up from 9 to 4. So what you can do is, I can give you my free time, then your parent can book an appointment. Okay?
Okay.
So basically, in the worksheet, the last 2 questions is a reverse of what I'm going to do to you for you in class, and I will expect you to try it out on your own. Okay, the reverse, like I give you a sketch, I want you to figure out the equation yourself. Okay, so to sketch, when sketching, Everybody, can I have your attention? So when sketching, we want to see something like this, for example. This is not my line of symmetry, this is just my y-axis. Okay. You want to see where it touches both axes. So you want to see your x-intercept, you want to see the y-intercept. Can somebody remind me what is the x-intercept of a quadratic function? You know what I mean by intercept?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
It intercepts.
Where it joins, where it connects with x-axis. And it always connects x-axis in how many points? 2 points. Does anybody know why that is?
Because it's x.
Because there are 2 solutions. Okay. So because it's quadratic with power 2, there will be 2 answers. So how do we get those 2 points? Does anybody know? Okay, or what do these 2 points represent? We have said it. I just want to hear it again. The two solutions. Use that word. The 2 solutions. Solution means when you solve it, the 2 answers you get. So these are these 2 points. Okay. How about y-intercept? How do we get that?
Completing square.
Without completing the square. Of course, completing the square, but without completing the square.
Like the
It's the plus.
constant.
And completing the square wouldn't actually give you that. Completing the square will give you this. Okay? That is this y. We're talking about the minimum point, right? So it's different from the y-intercept itself. Anyway,
Y-intercept is the plus C.
is the plus c in the general equation. That is when x is 0. So if you have y equals ax squared plus bx plus c, when you put x is 0, whatever you get is your y. So you're completing the square when you have a maybe x plus m minus m squared. This is not this point. It is still when x is 0. So when you put 0, whatever you get, if you work out everything with 0, that's okay. So don't use completing the square to be, to be fair. So you just look at your plus c. That gives you this one. So when I ask you to sketch, I want to see the x-intercept, I want to see the y-intercept, I want to see the turning point, and I want you to do the equation of line of symmetry. Does that make sense? Okay, I'll show you what to do now. So I'll just write a few things. So let's take note of that. Okay. So you can always follow this. To sketch, find the 2 x-intercepts. There will always be 1 y-intercept, right? Now, I will say something like this. If any. Can anybody tell me why I put this?
There's sometimes
It could be above. Yeah. And it could be below as well.
Yeah.
Do you understand that? Below, yeah. If you have this, it could be like this, it could be like that. You know? Understand? Okay, so if any. But there will always be y-intercept. So how do we find the x-intercept anyway? By solving the equation. Okay? So find the y-intercept. Okay? By using x is equal to 0. You don't have to work that out from the original equation, just pick the constant. Okay? Find the turning point. Okay? Can anybody tell me what I mean by nature of turning point? If I say, what is the nature of the turning point? What do I mean by that? That is it. Nature means, is it minimum? Is it maximum? Does that make sense? Like what kind of turning point, basically? Okay. When I say nature of roots, is it equal roots? Is it complex roots? Is it distinct roots? All right. So these are the 3 three basic things. Okay, sorry, last
Do it
one.
under the line.
Can you, yeah, Candy?
You cannot.
Cannot.
No, it's fine.
What about the 3-1?
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Mr. Ironman.
Like, you can put your hand.
You should draw an actual line so you won't forget it. Just like one black
That's why
line.
you are here to remind me. And I trust you. But for now, okay, so the last thing is line of symmetry.
Actually, just erase the dot.
So I will just quickly look at sketch. Let's look at y equals, I'll maybe take a simple one first. Y equals x squared minus x minus 12. Can I have your attention, everyone? Let's do this together. So according to the rules, the idea or procedure, we need to find the x-intercept, which is when we solve this equation. Okay? So the first thing is, how do you solve? Equate it to 0. Okay? Can factorize. I think it's plus 3 and minus 4. How you factorize? Nobody cares. Just get the two x values. So x plus 3 is 0. X minus 4 is 0. Can use that. Something like that. So we know it's going to cross at 3, negative 3 and 4. But do we know if it is like minimum or maximum?
See the x squared.
Since A. Okay? So since A, remember this is A. Since A is greater than 0, which means A is positive, then it is what? It is minimum. So we know that already. Oh, not mix. Minimum. Okay, so now we need to know the turning point. How do we know the turning point? What is the thing?
The bracket.
Completing the square. So now we do completing the square. I'm at that point, right?
No, you can write like one more line of words.
Alright, so here, so I do the thing like I said. Y equals x squared minus x. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Okay, so we had something, we subtracted, right? And that something will be half times what? Negative 1. I need everybody's response, please. So that will be negative half squared, right? So this will be minus half squared minus half squared, right?
Yeah.
So, maybe I write one more line.
No, you can't.
Yes.
Yes.
You can't.
You're not a camera woman.
It looks like you can't.
So this will be the first 3 here, x minus half all squared. So this is 1 over 4, this is minus 12 over 1. Okay? So, we don't have enough space today because we can't use that. Okay, so this will be y equals negative x minus half all squared. So what is that? So in terms of 4, what is this? 48 over 4. So what is that together? Minus 49 over 4. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Are you lost?
No.
No, okay.
I'm kind of
So, oh, okay.
He's not.
This is 48 over 4.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Alright. So now, another thing you could do is you can start from this, then you can solve this equation to get this. So you don't have to solve separately and find minimum maximum separately. You can actually use this to solve the equation. Remember this kind of equation. When you equate it to 0, you find the square root and you still get these 2. Does it make sense? I'll do the second one that way. Quickly.
Like this easier.
In fact, doing it like this is like killing two birds with one stone.
Oh.
Because along the way, you already know your minimum and maximum, and you can just solve this part of the equation to get this. But either way, I'm just saying, just make sure you get your solution and you get the minimum and maximum. Alright, depends on what works for you. Are you lost? Okay, great. So if x minus half is 0, it means x is equal to half. So that is the x value. And the y value is what? Negative 49 over 4. Okay? So we know, do we know y-intercepts? Yes. What is our y-intercept? So y-intercept is negative 12. What? Y-intercept is negative 12. So we know the solutions, we know the minimum maximum, we know the y-intercept, do we know the line of symmetry? What is it? X equals what? 1 over 2. If you don't know it from here, when you sketch it, you can see it. So let's sketch. We know it is minimum, so it's going to come this way. The point of, maybe we shouldn't start with this. Why don't we know that our solutions are both on negative and positive, right? So I'll start with this. Can you see that? Now, negative 3, maybe somewhere here, and 4 somewhere here, so that my symmetry will not be on this line. Do you understand that? So it depends on how you want to. It's a sketch, it doesn't have to be perfect, something like that. So I will pretend this is my turning point. Okay? If you look at this is actually what? Minus, how many 4? 12.25, right? So my turning point, expectedly, is below the intercept. Can you see that? Can you see that now? Otherwise, it doesn't make sense, because your turning point actually be the minimum point. Your intercept could be above it, right? So I put here negative 3, I put here 4, I put here negative 12, and this turning point is what? Half minus 49 over 4, right? And my equation of line of symmetry, I just take a ruler and you draw broken lines to pass through that point. Then you write x is equal to 1 over 2. And that is the sketch of the graph. Does it make sense? Okay. So I put something online. Let us try to see this in a 3D application. I posted the link to the 3D on Edmodo already.
Is the A positive?
Where is the remote for this projector? Has somebody put on the projector? Even the signal is not received. When last did this class use this projector?
This morning?
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
no. Yesterday.
written yet? Are you sure you used this recently? Since yesterday? Oh, someone should have said that.
So it's an idea when you want to fail paper star.
I'm trying to.
I worked on PSA yesterday. They trying to like
Works?
Oh, it works.
Okay. Alright, so okay, so I need your attention, please. Can you see the board? I need your attention. I believe you guys said that.
Can you try like download it first and then open
I think I know the website. Okay, so can somebody give me the equation that I just saw?
Y
X.
equals
Hold on.
X squared.
Hold on. Okay, so x squared
minus X
minus x
minus 12.
minus 12. Alright, please, unless somebody wants to leave the class. Okay, so this is the equation we have just solved. So this is it in the minimum form. Now, if you look, can somebody put this down? What is this? And the lights, Elsin, the lights on that side. Okay. Now, if you look carefully, you will notice these points. Can you see that point? This point is your turning point. Can you see it? Now, I'm trying to show you in 3D so you could see from another perspective entirely. So this point is, maybe I change the color. Maybe the color can change. Let's make it red. Okay. So if you look at it, I think I flipped it already. Alright. If you look at it, this point is your turning point, and it's quite different from your, what's the other one? Solution. Can you see?
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody could see that. So your turning point is here. Your intercept, can you see this? But this is your turning point, which is at 12.25. Okay? If I zoom it in, you could see when this gets to 0, you could see X touching somewhere there. So let's zoom and see the y-axis. This is the -7. Can you see that? Can you see where it touches? Can you see those 2 points?
Yeah.
So one of them is 4 and the other one is -3. Okay? So if you want to see this in a 3D graphing, there's another 3D graphing that I saw. I put both of them online for you. The other 3D graphing that I saw, can put it on a, I don't know if it's this one, okay, not this one. I think it's this one, not this one. Anyway, you can look at so many of them. If you, maybe I check our Edmodo, I put both of them there already. Come on. So in my last post on the Edmodo, I put the links here. So I put a link to the note I created online, and this is the second one. So this is the other one. So if I change it to equation y instead of z, where's that? That's the one with x squared. Did anybody see it yet? So you can plot different things. Some of these things you can also use when you get to your IB classes. Anyway, I just put it in the function. I didn't do anything. What happened?
Blue screen.
Any change?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So if I change this to x squared, you said? X squared, minus x minus 12. Let's take this off. There's no z, we only want y. I don't care. So where is it? It should have come out from me.
Go to select.
Select what?
Go select like on top.
What?
Select, add to graph, select
Add to graph.
function.
The add to graph. That's if you want to add something else.
Oh.
We're not adding. Okay. So I don't need this. X squared minus x minus. This is what we need. So I guess
But
it's
why
hiding
is this-
somewhere.
but why-
Okay, the axis is too small. I change it to 20. My y. 20. Let's see. How about the y-axis? The y-axis is not showing. How about I change it to z? A z graph. So y equals that. I don't know why this is giving us issue. Anyway, because of time, I was able to use both of them, and the other one actually shows something you really, really want to look at. I don't know why this is giving me issue. But you can see, so you can always use this other app to, after you solve the problem, let's just put another problem and see. Now somebody give me a question from yesterday. Let me take a question from the worksheet. A question from the worksheet says 3 minus 5x. Alex, let's put this. So let's look at the question from the 3 minus 5x
minus 2x.
minus 2x squared. So we take this off. Something like that. So this is a question from the worksheet. So you can take the keypad out, and whenever you need it, you come here. Can you see at the bottom, at the extreme hand? You open the keypad again. So this is the other one. Can you see it's a maximum graph? If you look at it from any dimension, you could see clearly it's a maximum graph. Can you see that? The maximum point is quite different from the value also.